Okay, and as a bonus surprise tutorial, we're also going to do super-duper-uber-loops. You missed this at Play. It was one of the better workshops that I got to play with. This is a hyperloop. And then they have something called an ollie, which I'm actually not that good at, but Ollie's very good at it. Ollie's one of the amazing English spinners. And then you have, I made this up, the name, not the move, a super-duper-uber-loop, which is basically a hyperloop, and then you learn to catch the center and get it spinning so that you can play with it a bit the way you play with a yo-yo. It's totally fun. It's not, well, it does take time, or it took me time. I bet you'll learn it quicker than I did, but you need to be able to do hyperloops. And let's see, and basically at Play what happened is we got this going and then we discussed different things that help. So we find that one thing that helps at first is you go into it almost like you're going to do that. Like you're doing a bit of an isolation, or like you're going to do a bit of a stall, but just a bit, and then you give it a pull. The things that have helped with me, obviously the more you get it in the middle, helps a lot. Something that helped was learning to sort of catch air wraps as much in the center as possible. So you play with these, you go inside to outside, outside to inside, inside to outside, outside to inside, and just as you're catching it, you turn and pull. That's a really nice way to make it a bit more consistent. For getting out, I can just see now where it is to get out. It helps a lot to learn how to, it helps a lot if you can learn how to put a bit of energy into it. That really also helps you know when to get out of it. Because sometimes when I can't see it, I can still feel what's happening. I'm being helped by my swivels. I happen to have some, you don't need them, but it lets it last longer. Because if you don't have it, I'll hold above the swivel. If you don't have swivels, you can still get it going, but the tether will twist up. So you can get it going, but it doesn't. After a little while, the whole tether is twisted up, and that causes resistance. For me, it's not always consistent immediately. So when I first go in, sometimes I have to kind of look for it a couple times. There might be a trick I don't know about, so if you know the trick, please let me know. But you go in, and I will often pull a couple times, and then maybe on the second or third time, it'll really hit the center. Strangely, I practice it backwards less, but I actually find it easier. And backwards, I find the same, it's quite consistent from either side, which is great. But forwards, I find entering from the left consistent, or more consistent than entering from the right. So there's sort of a weak link in there. Once you're in it, like once it stabilizes, you can do anything. You can get into it, I think they call it orbitals and glow sticking. But you can do a catch, and from there you can do it. Stuff like that must be possible. You can do something like that, of course. You can do this kind of stuff. You could exit down there in theory. This can be done. That's a tricky one. Yeah, you can exit down there. You can do, you name it. I mean, people will come up with a 1,000 things to do with this. So I invite you to enter the world of a super-duper-uber-loop. You can call them uber loops for short.
That's hard because you go through the plane of it. That's really hard.
No, because you can do them like. This is why I like them, is because you can. I mean, theoretically, you can do. You're an acrobat because you can do those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And so you could totally do that as an aerial, like start doing like jump.
Yeah.
Jump.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
They'd be beautiful,
Yeah.
really beautiful, because your whole body's coming off the ground.
again, but that's where you got to. That's where if we could teach some wushu like acrobat aerialist to do the uber loops, then things will get really. And that's what's going to happen. You're going to start finally getting people combining that kind of stuff.